So ndio huyo mimi sasa panic mode had started kicking in. Like, hey, sasa imefika
what
tena.
What if ni cancer? Yeah. What if?
And that time, doctor didn't tell me like that we want to find out whether it's cancerous, it's something to do with cancer. He just said like we need to really know what it is.
Definitely they couldn't tell you that straightforward.
And you know, funny enough, all that time I wasn't even thinking about anything to do with cancer. So me, I was just like, it's tu ni lamb. Nikikitu tu kimekuja.
Na kitatoka.
Kitatoka tu. So I went to Nairobi hospital, the pathologist was called, I was put in a room pale. So there were 2 nurses. So I started feeling something is a bit off because the nurses were looking at me with kind of like woishe eyes and asking me questions like now all sorts of questions like ulikujaje, ulijuaje hii. So I was like hapana, Sharon, something is wrong. So as they were talking now, I'm such an emotional person. I started being emotional. I'm like, mbona mnaniuliza, why are you asking all those questions? Is something wrong with me? They're like, no, don't panic. We're going to find out when when we do the tests. So the pathologist came, he examined the breast, and then the next thing is like, yeah, doctor has sent you to do the FNA, but I don't think we need to do the FNA. We need to do something called a core biopsy. So I was like, hey, with all these medical terminologies, doctor, what's a core biopsy? So he's like, a core biopsy is a test that we'll do to rule out exactly whether this lump is cancerous or not. Because if you do the FNA, it might not give us the exact results. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, go clear fast with with hospitals. They can't treat you until fast. Nikasema, since I've just started my YouTube journey, why not go to Mara? I just share my story and nione vile atanishika mkono nile channel yangu. So I came here the first day. Of course, kulikuwa na a lot of restrictions. So you can't do this, you can't do this. But eventually, I didn't give up. I'm such a go-getter. I didn't give up. I stayed here up to around 3 p.m. That's when I managed to...
When did you arrive here?
In the morning, by 7 a.m. I was here. But nilimanage ile sasa kupatana na yeye na to shoot a video around 3 p.m. And he's been more than amazing to me. He's been so supportive. Nikikuja hapa sikuwa nimemaliza hata treatment. Yeah, I was still doing my treatment. Sikuwa nimemaliza, imagine. Yeah, so nilikuwa natoka sessions Hosi nakuja hapa na travel Friday, nakuja hapa Saturday morning, tena Sunday niko kwa safari because Monday niko na hospital session. Yeah, kama unataka anything in life, if you want anything in life that's good, you have to work hard for it. Yeah, so I didn't really put like I'm unwell, sijui niende home taani nilale kidogo. I was just like, I need to go to Nyabohanse. I need to see this guy because I want him to walk with me in this YouTube journey.
Hujambo mtazamaji wa Jalang'o TV, langu jina ni Jitabi Suleiman na karibu kwa mara nyingine hapa ndani. Na basi leo ninawaletea story moto tena sana. Na kumkini ya kwamba tuko mahala ambapo panajulikana kama Nyabohanse. Sijui nimetaja hilo jina poa, Nyabohanse. Yes. Na basi nimekutana na binti fulani hapa ndani tena amazing tena sana ambaye akona story. This story, it is actually painful at some point. Iko na a happy ending. Lakini nataka yeye mwenyewe atuambie, basi atuambie anaitwa nani na anatoka wapi na basi hii story haswa ni gani, maana hata mimi mwenyewe sijui. Hi.
Hello.
You're so beautiful. How are you? Ukoaje?
Niko mzima. Nitajaribu kuongea kama wewe Kiswahili, lakini
tunachapa kila kitu.
How's everything? Kiswahili is not so fluent like yours.
Hakuna shida. Everything kwaje, like ukoaje huko?
Niko I feel great. Niko mzima. Mimi si mkazi wa Nyabohanse. Yeah, I traveled from Nairobi to come to Nyabohanse. But before I start with that, my name is Sharon. I'm Sharon Odari. I live in Nairobi, but I was born and raised in Nakuru. Yeah,
Nakuru County. Nakuru jamani.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Nakuru. I schooled in Naivasha Girls Community. Yeah, and then now I went to Nairobi for further studies. So saizi mimi ni mkazi wa Nairobi.
Yani ukakuja hadi Nyabohanse. Jamani, yes. For the love of Marwa. Oh my goodness.
Yes, for the love of Marwa, I've traveled to Nyabohanse. This is my 3rd time in Nyabohanse. Yeah, I came here because I started my YouTube journey, and I've been watching Marwa. My family watches Marwa, especially my parents. They are Marwa's big fans. So I got to learn about Marwa through my family, my parents. So since I started my YouTube journey, I was just like, why not go and just visit Marwa and just get a few tricks here and there about YouTube. And
here you are.
Here I am, and that's how I came to Nyabohanse.
Alright, na basi tukianza na wewe haswa, your journey, like umegrow vipi, how has been life ukiwa mdogo pale? Were you stubborn or you were just that silent good girl there?
No, for the most of people who know me, the ones that we've grown with, I was such a nice child. Sikuwa mtoto mtukutu. I was a performer in school. For those we went to school with from primary in a school called Lion Hill. I was a bright student. I was the best student in Nakuru County during my year. And then I went to Naivasha Girls. I wasn't a bad child. I wasn't given any suspensions or special.
Mimi nilipewa. Nilipewa suspension.
I was a good person, and then even my life when I went now to college, because I went to the Kenya Polytechnic University. I did my marketing there. Nimekuwa tu
good girl.
Good girl. I'm a good girl. I'm not a bad girl.
Alright, now talking about your story, ambayo we want you to share it out kwa watu wa kusikize, na maybe inaweza kuwa funzo kwa watu wengine na pia mimi kibinafsi. Talking about ugonjwa wa saratani.
Yes.
Sijui tutaanzia wapi. Let us start from how did you find it? Like ulijua aje uko na huu ugonjwa? Any signs ambazo ulifeel? Like how was it?
So last year 2022 okay, let me start here so that the story can flow. I'm such a fitness person. I love working out a lot. So last year from around November, I noticed that I'm really shedding a lot of weight, and my goal in the gym was not to lose weight. It was just I just wanted to gain muscles. I'm usually like a really small person. It's just that the medications right now have made me like really add a lot of weight. So I noticed like I'm really shedding a lot of weight. So I told my gym instructor, like I feel like we need to change the way we are doing things. I don't want to do cardio because na lose sana. People are telling me, uko sure, uko sawa? So I changed my workout routine to now just lifting weights, but still I was still losing weight. So I started asking myself, something is amiss somewhere, because I'm not feeding well. Like anytime I wanted to eat, na food ikiletwa tu appetite inapotea. Na si ati niko mgonjwa, si feel mwili yangu niko mgonjwa anywhere, but I don't have hiyo tamaa ya kukula. Sina, na ndo hii na lose to weight. So that was around November. December, when I went to see my mom, the first thing, you know, mothers and their children, the first thing my mom said when she saw me, she's like, you're not okay. You're not okay. Mwili yako haiko sawa.
Hauko hivi mtoto wangu jamani.
Mbona unaka lose sana weight, maisha Nairobi ni ngumu ama ni nini? So I was just like, yeah mom, life is tough in Nairobi, but I don't know. Mimi niko sawa, sijui mbona tu mimi niko na lose weight. So in around December end December, I noticed like in my right breast I have like naguza kitu kama mawe, like a small lump. So it was this tiny, so I would feel it. Nashindwa ini nini? Sina kitu kama hii, but what is this? So I went, we hadn't closed work, so I went to the office when we were just having lunch with my office girlfriends. I mentioned to them, like, I have this small lump in my breast. And
like you could feel it when you touch it?
I could feel it. So I told them, like, I have this small lump, I don't know what it is. So one of them was like, don't mind it. Like, I had a similar thing, and it turned out to be hormonal. So it's gonna disappear. So that was December, tukaenda festivities. Come January, first week of January, second week of January, sasa ile lamp nilikuwa nashika hivi, sasa naishika hivi.
What?
Like imekuwa sasa hivi. Niko na hapana, sasa hii si normal. So
ni breast zote ama moja?
No, just one, the right one. So one day nikiwa nimetulia, nikishika up around my armpit, nika notice ni kama na feel kitu kama string, nikashindwa sasa, what is this? Why is it like my breast is hanging on a string? So I went, checked myself in the mirror in the bathroom, and when I lifted up my arm, I could clearly see there is something like a string. So I rushed and said, apana, I need to go see a doctor. So I went to Nairobi Hospital. My gynecologist is based there. He's called Dr. Wanjala. Hi, Dr. Wanjala. Such an awesome doctor. So I went and saw Dr. Wanjala. Wanjala examined. Then he's like, yes, it's true. There is something. And what we can do right now, you need to go for a scan just to figure out exactly what that is. So I went, I did the scan. It was late in the evening. I went, did the scan. So I was told to go back for the results will be sent to my doctor the next day. So the next day in the morning, I went, I saw Daktari. Daktari was like, yes, true. He calls me my daughter because he has a daughter called Sharon. Aww. So he's like, my daughter, yeah, the scan shows like you have a suspicious lump. Yeah, that's what they termed it. You have a suspicious lump. So we need to do something called FNA. So this FNA, for us to be really sure what it is, I recommend you go to Nairobi Hospital and not any other hospital because we just want to have the right results. So ndio huyo mimi sasa panic mode had started kicking in. Like, hey, sasa imefika
what
tena.
What if ni cancer?
Yeah.
What if?
And at that time, doctor didn't tell me like that we want to find out whether it's cancerous, it's something to do with cancer. It just said like we need to really know what it is.
Definitely they couldn't tell you that straightforward.
And you know, funny enough, all that time I wasn't even thinking about anything to do with cancer. So me, I was just like, it's tu ni lamb. Niki kitu tu kimekuja.
Na kitatoka.
Kitatoka tu. So I went to Nairobi Hospital. The pathologist was called. I was put in a room pale. So there were 2 nurses. So I started feeling something is a bit off because the nurses were looking at me with kind of like woishe eyes and asking me questions, like now all sorts of questions like, ulikujaje, ulijuaje hii? So I was like, hapana, Sharon, something is wrong. So as they were talking now, I'm such an emotional person. I started being emotional. I'm like, mbona mnaniuliza, why are you asking all those questions? Is something wrong with me? They're like, no, don't panic. We're going to find out when we do the tests. So the pathologist came. He examined the breast, and then the next thing is like, yeah, Daktari has sent you to do the FNA, but I don't think we need to do the FNA. We need to do something called a core biopsy. So I was like, hey, with all these medical terminologies, Daktari, what's a core biopsy? So he's like, a core biopsy is a test that we'll do to rule out exactly whether this lump is cancerous or not. Because if we do the FNA, it might not give us the exact results. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, go clear first with with hospitals. They can't treat you until lipa pesa. Sasa nikarudi pale kwa nini? Nikarudi kwa, what is it called, at the reception, just to find out how much do I need to pay and what. Shock on me, I didn't expect it. I thought like it's just another test, maybe it will cost at most 15 Gs. And when I went there, I was told like a whooping 86,000 is what I need to pay, yeah, for that core biopsy. So hapo ndio sasa Sharon akaanza
86,000 Kenyan shillings.
Yeah.
For only the test.
Yes, for that core biopsy test. So unaweza imagine, now I'm there now panicking like hapana mambo haiko sawa, ndo hii pesa ndo hii. So I started with the phone calls and everything. Hey, luckily we got the money. We paid, and then I went in because apparently there is another doctor who needs to do the procedure because it's a whole procedure. You go in the theater, they do it. So I went in. The doctor was called. The procedure was done. It took like 45 minutes because it's like a fat needle. They don't cut you. It's just like a fat needle on the side of the breast. Wanaingiza hiyo sindano. Yeah. Hey. But they don't do it. They numb you.
Oh,
yeah, so,
yeah,
they numb you. But it's so uncomfortable because when the thing goes in and comes out, because there's a way he was doing it when he was extracting. Ni tu vitu tulikuwa I saw when he was putting them in some containers. Ni tu vitu kama tumizizi ndo alikuwa anataka. Those are the samples that he was getting from the lump. So alikuwa anaingiza hiyo kitu kwa hiyo lump and then ana extract anaeka. So alikuwa ananiambia, the doctor said I need to get enough samples because I don't want to call you back. We go through the same thing. So they got like 9 samples of them. So I'm like, wow, hizi zote wanapeleka wapi? Yeah, and then that was done. So I was told after 2 weeks my results will be out. Wait. Those were the longest 2 weeks of my life.
I know.
Yeah, because now I knew exactly what is being checked. They just want to find out whether this is cancer or not.
Or not.
So I panicking. I got all sorts of nightmares. Everyone, my family, I could tell everyone was now freaking.
Definitely watu wengi wanaogopa cancer.
Exactly. And then, you know, this is some of the things that unasikianga na watu, oh, she was diagnosed with this, she was diagnosed with this. So uoni kama ni kitu inaweza kushika, you know. So all those 2 weeks, I kept on having nightmares. I would wake up in the morning, nimepata kitanda pahali nimelalia, it's all full of sweat. That's the other sign of cancer. Like, I would sweat a lot, but I didn't know it was cancer. So naamka napata kitanda imejaa maji. Nafikiria tu ni ile panic mode. Kumbe, it's the cancer that's eating me.
Were you feeling painful?
No. Funny enough, when cancer starts, especially now that I can talk about the breast one, it's painless. I wasn't feeling any pain. It's painless. That's why unaweza kaa nayo, it gets to even stage 4 and you're not aware.
You don't know.
Yeah. So panic mode, I'm here just crossing fingers and praying to God that I hope when the results are out, like I don't have cancer at all. So yeah, 2 weeks zikaisha. I got a call from Daktari's office. Yeah, come, your results are out. Come, we discuss them. I've never gone to see Dr. Wanjala without anyone, but I think tu ni ile siku shetani alikuwa ananitafuta. So I decided, I know everything is okay, let me go, because I didn't want to disturb any family member. I'm just like, I can do this, let me just go.
You can do it alone.
Exactly. So I went, I got to the reception, I noticed, they're so friendly today. They are over friendly. They are nice, yes, but it was too much. Like, oh, how are you, Sharon? Blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, what's happening today? So when my time got here to go see the doctor, I walked in. Doctor was just there chilling. He's an old guy, so he was just chilling there. I walked in. He's like, oh, my daughter, karibu sana. Then he turned and switched on his radio. So I'm like, Daktari, I've never seen you with a radio, and why do you want to have some music when we are talking? It's like, you know, it gets boring here, so I just
Yani wanataka kukuweka kwenye mood.
I know, yeah. I just listen to music. So I'm like, but Daktari, I'm here, so we are going to talk, so we don't need the music. He's like, no, it's just soft music, let it play on the background. I'm like, okay. So he started talking, mentioning all sorts of terms, but I had, you know, Google. Yeah, I had Google, so I knew by any chance if I get to hear the word maligma, I know that's cancer. So he talked. At some point I had maligma, blah blah blah. He continued mentioning some big terms. So I was like, ni mimi nimesikia kama amesema maligma, or am I dreaming? So akaendelea. After he finished, akasema to one sentence. It's not a death sentence, my daughter. You have grade 2 breast cancer.
Wow.
Being a lawyer, you know how dramatic we are. I stood up and started
How did you
screaming.
take that news?
I just saw like such a dark cloud flash on my face. I stood up, I screamed, I couldn't see. In fact, I kept on telling Daktari, I can't see. Daktari, are you here? Daktari, what's happening to me? Like, oh, I told you I'm very emotional.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a face it's gone. So I kept on crying and screaming. So the doctor's receptionist walked in. She tried calming me down, gave me water. I drank, at least nikatulia kidogo. So they were like, who should we call? Should we call your sister? How are you gonna get home? I'm like, no, I'll sort it out myself. Nitakuwa sawa, daktari, don't mind. So it's like I've already called several oncologists. Oncologists, maybe for those who don't know, they are doctors who treat cancer. So I've already called an oncologist. That time I have no idea who an oncologist is. So I'm like, okay, oncologist, who is that? Yeah, he's a doctor who treats cancer. So I've talked to them. He's based in Kenyatta. Please go see him, nimekuintroduce kwake, just go see him and start the treatment ASAP, because you know with cancer it spreads really fast. So I got out, I was still just seeing hakuna kitu naona, so I'm just crying. There are people at the reception, they're wondering.
You never even believed it.
Yeah, they're wondering kwani ameambiwa nini, what's going on. So I couldn't sit there. I went right outside. You know, for those who've been to Nairobi Hospital, Doctor's Plaza. So I went hapo nje at doctor's door and sat down. I sat down, nikaeka tu miguu chini, and I was just crying and crying. I tried to gather all the strength. I took out my phone, and the first person who came to my head was just my sister, because we have such a strong bond. I called my sister. I'm like, "Wow, Sis, you can't believe it." That time I was crying. So she's like, "What is it? Calm down. What's up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been given the results, and I have cancer." So my sister on the other end, she also started screaming and crying. She's like, "No, you know what? You're gonna be okay. I know you're a tough babe. You're gonna beat this. So where are you? Let me come." She stays all the way in Syokimau, because I also live on the other end of town in Athi River. So I was just in my head thinking, by the time she takes a cab from Syokimau to Nairobi hospital, atanipata nilisha dead because of crying. So I'm like, no, nitajua vile nitafika home when ningoje tu. So I called my pal mwenye nilikuwa najua ako around hapo, so akakuja akanichukua. I told him the news, ndio akanipeleka at my sister's place. So when we go to my sister's, I told my sister, I don't want to get in your house because I don't want to see your kids, and I don't want them to see me in this state, like breaking down. So when I get there, I'll give you a call, you come downstairs, we talk, then I go home. So my sister, when I got there at my sister's place, my sister came. She came in the car. You can imagine how sad it was. We cried. She hugged me. We cried for like 10 minutes. Then she was
At that time, you had already not yet told your parents about it?
No, because I didn't have the strength. So my sister now told me, like, I've already shared the news. I've broken the news to mom and dad, and I'm sure they'll call you. They are still also absorbing the shock. And what I'm gonna tell you as your sister, you're going to beat it, and you're going to be okay. So I was just like, I know. Right now it won't make sense, sis, because it's still very, very heavy on me. Like,
and also it is the second stage.
Yeah, it's the second stage. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's not making a lot of sense. I've seen so many people who've had cancer and they didn't make it.
Yeah, that's
and then that
true.
time when
because even people do say it is due cancer, unapata kwamba it doesn't have cure, ina tiba.
Exactly.
Ukipata ni hivyo, that is it.
That's the wrong notion of what people have. So we have there are awesome doctors out there. There's treatment. So long as you just follow the treatment plan, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. It's treatable. It's very much treatable. So where were we?
So you had the parents were absorbing the news and everything.
Yeah, so my sister was like, tomorrow, it was on a Thursday, so tomorrow on Friday, we are going to start the visitations to see the oncologist. We are starting your treatment immediately. Hey, nikamwambia mimi sina hiyo nguvu, mimi siwezi, I can't. Kwanza, you know the thought of Kenyatta, I'm just like,
Kenyatta Hospital.
Niko like, Kenyatta vile inakwanga so crowded, nani anaanza hizi safari, and then who is starting all this? So I'm like, no, you guys just give me time. I'll set the treatment on Monday. That's when I'll go see the doctor. So my sister tried to convince me, "Apana, we are going tomorrow. You had the cells really spread fast, so tunaenda hospitali kesho." I told her, no, give me time. Let me go sleep on it and think about it. So I went home. You can imagine, because I am a mom. I have 3 kids. I have a set of twins who are 3 years, and I have a 12-year-old. So luckily, my son, the 12-year-old, was at my sister's. And we are really close. So I didn't want to see him because I knew if I see him, I'll crack. I'll automatically crack. Because he receives me in a way, he asks me everything. Like, my son is such an adult. And I kwanga tu like, "Mom, how was your day? What happened? Tell me." Like, we have a talk, we have a conversation like we are two elderly people. At times mi mwangalia na shindo, "Hey God, huyu alitoka wapi?" So I was so like, thank God, hiyo siku alikuwa at my sister. So by the time I got to my house, I didn't meet him. I only met the twins, and the twins they were still young. They were 2 years. So there's nothing much they could get. Niliingia too, of course, when I saw my children, the first thing I did was still cry, because I was just like, oh dear God, now I'm going to leave these ones. Surely, nani atawalea. Yeah, so I went to the bedroom, cried and cried and cried, and then I think around midnight is when I took my phone out, because the entire time I didn't check my phone. So I took my phone out. I found such awesome messages from my family. That's my mom, my dad, and my brothers. I found their messages there. I couldn't talk to anyone still because nilikuwa tu bado sina hiyo nguvu.
It was so heavy. The message is so heavy.
Yeah, and then I was just imagining, what is my mom going through? How is she taking the news? That was my biggest worry. Like, how is mom handling this? So in the morning, early in the morning now on Friday, I called my sister. I told her, like, yeah, I've thought about it. Like, let me come. You're going to see the doctors. So on our way to see Daktari, that's when my parents called. They were now, of course, giving me a message of hope. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah,
we are here. Don't even for a second think about the finances. Whatever it will take, whatever we are gonna sell,
they will have to get it.
Yeah, until you get better. So tukaenda. I had two oncologists. One ni ule Daktari Wanjala had referred me to. He's based in Kenyatta. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name. And then there's another one. I have a rugby friend. He's called Brian. Brian had recommended a certain oncologist, whom apparently there's another friend of theirs who plays rugby as well. He was diagnosed with cancer. So this doctor that Brian was referring me to had treated their friend, and their friend had like fought cancer twice and became victorious. So I was just like, yeah, imagine. Right. So I was just like, let me just hear from both Daktaris and see, and then we'll decide as a family. So I went to the first doctor. That was Dr. Vijay. He's based in Jalang'o Hospital in Westlands. I went to Vijay. He explained everything. Like, he made me understand. Like, we took a whole 2 hours in his room, like just trying to understand, what am I ailing from, what is expected of us, how long will the treatment plan take. So he explained all that. Then after we left there, we went to the other oncologist in Kenyatta just to hear what also he has to say. So he did the same thing, same as Vijay's, but my heart kinda settled with Vijay, because I felt like I'm comfortable with him. So we decided as a family to settle for Vijay. So we went back to Vijay's office the next day, and now that's when he was like, I know with your age, because you're still young, I'm 35 years, because you're still young, your treatment plan will be like this and this, but first do the tests so that we know exactly what type of breast cancer you have, because with breast cancer they have several types of breast cancers. So for you to be treated, they need to know exactly what type of breast cancer do you have. So I went. He recommended 1,000,000 tests to be done, which I went back to Nairobi Hospital to do them, because that's where my sample was, the sample that they got from the breast. So he was like, this will take another 2 weeks for the results to be out, to know exactly what type of cancer you have. So right now I know, yes, it's cancer that I have. So but now, so
you had already started the process of treatment?
I hadn't.
Or
bado, because until the results are out, ndo atajua atakutreat aje, because they can't start treating without knowing exactly what type of cancer is it. Is it hormonal? Is it not hormonal? Yeah, so you can imagine sasa si already nimejua niko na cancer. Now issue ingine sasa, for those 2 weeks ile ilikuwa inanisumbua, it's chemotherapy. I've seen people go through chemotherapy. I know how brutal chemotherapy is. So the first thing that was just going in my head was like, why mimi nitaanza na chemotherapy? And then during my diagnosis is when the lovely Catherine Kasavuli had just passed on. And for all my life,
Kasavuli, I remember the
for all my life, I really admired that lady, because she comes from my village. As I saw the way the way her career had blown up, so she was someone I was looking up to. So I was just like, just the other day, Catherine fought and lost to cancer. So here I am.
I remember we also tulienda the memorial service ilikuwa hapo Upper Hill, hapo Ngong Road there.
So I was just like, why am I nitawezana na chemotherapy? But I told myself, at least within that span nilikuwa nimeanza kukuwa na tunguvu ya.
You have to fight, man. You have to.
Nilikuwa nimeanza kuwa na tunguvu nikijiambia, you know what, Sha, you still have very tiny kids here. Now if you don't do this, like who will look after your kids?
Yeah,
so I
sure.
promised myself, like, I'm gonna do this for my kids and my family. So the 2 weeks came in, the results were out. I went back to Dr. VJ. So ndio hiyo plan sasa aanze kuongelea vitu nashindo huyu anasema nini. Yeah, so he's like yeah, you see the type of breast cancer sorry, the type of breast cancer you have is hormonal. So yeah, hormonal. So we have to suppress your hormones. We have to suppress your hormones first. So we're going to start with chemotherapy. What I was scared of, we're going to start with chemotherapy, and then you'll go see this surgeon, and this surgeon will run some tests as well. Then the surgeon will tell you what is expected of you.
All that time, wakati ulikuwa una go through those tests, were you paying money?
Yeah.
How much?
Is for free. I even lost count of how much we've spent. Yeah, because I really have awesome friends. I have awesome friends who came through for me, and a little bit of medical insurance here and there. Yeah, so it really helped me. So that's why I keep on asking myself, for someone who doesn't have like such an awesome support system,
the circle,
how do they go about it?
I wonder.
Yeah, because I can't lie, from the time I started the treatment up to now, I think we've used close to 2 million on the treatment alone. Yeah, with the test and I still have a lot to go. Yeah, so back to the treatment plan. So Dr. said we are starting with chemotherapy, and you're gonna go in for 8 cycles of chemo. So by 8 cycles of chemo, I mean, like, I would go. Most people didn't know what chemotherapy is. So watu wengi ufikiria chemotherapy unaingia ndani ya machine, unachomwa, unatolewa. No, chemotherapy is basically they are harsh drugs that you get them induced in your blood. So ile tu unaenda ni kama unaongezwa maji, unadungwa your drug in a flow, and you can imagine, they start the process from 8 in the morning, unamaliza saa 6
za usiku,
saa 6 mchana. So for those hours dawa tu inaingia, maji, dawa ya side effect. So I had 8 cycles to go. So I did them, and with chemo iko na a lot of side effects. The first one, which many people don't know, they always think ati, oh, umekuwa diagnosed na cancer, so you want to fight it, ndo umenyoa nywele yako, ndo ukue a real warrior. That's what people think.
By the way.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's the chemo drugs that shave your hair. So yeah, so I told myself, I'm not ready to wait for chemo to do that on me.
Let me do it myself.
Let me do it myself. So I waited everyone in the house amelala, nikaingia bafu, nikachukua makasi, I shaved my hair.
Was it long?
Yeah, it was. It was. I think it was the same, whatever, like this. Yeah.
Chimo.
Yeah, so nikakata, nikanyoa nywele. Kuamka asubuhi kila mtu wako like, they're like, yeah, that's the right way to go about it. So I told them, nipelekeni kwa kinyozi, anipige sasa cut poa. Juu nimekata na makasi, anipige cut. So nikiwa huko kwa kinyozi, that's when of course I got emotional just seeing like now I'm a bald head and sijai kwa hivi. Yeah, but I'm like, anyway, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Hizi si vitu zinafaa zinasumbua sai. So ndo hiyo chemo ikaninyoa nywele. Chemo ikanifanya nikakuwa mweusi, nikaturn like this trouser, nikakuwa that dark. Chemo does that to you. I changed my skin color, turned, my nails became black, my hands became black, my feet turned, they became black with spots. So watu wengi ukipatana nao wenye hawa understand, so I would get questions like,
Bleach.
Nini
Umefanya nini?
Mikono ni nini? Ulimi, yeah, even the tongue inakuwa na spots za black. Yani ukiongea na mtu of course anaona. So ako like, ni nini? So you know there are people, kuna aina mingi ya watu. Kuna ule mtu anaelewa, anajua tu, Sharon is going through treatment, so this might be.
Na kuna wale wenye definitely they won't understand. Lazima ueleze.
Unakutana tu na mtu wako tu like, mtu wangu, nini ulimi tena? But me nilikuwa tunaelewa, they are curious. So that chemo phase came, nikamaliza chemotherapy. Chemotherapy, I always tell people when they ask me how was chemo, I can't explain how chemo was. Only another cancer warrior is the only person who can understand what chemo is.
Sure.
What I tell people is like, chemo is the toughest. Chemo is the toughest treatment plan when it comes to cancer. It's something that it knocks you off. It totally knocks you off. With chemo you can't, inakunyima kukunywa maji. Hauna appetite ya kukunywa maji, inakunyima kukula foods zingine. Unakuwa ni kama a pregnant woman. But sasa hiyo stage ya kuwa nauseated and all ni kama inakuwa times 10. So how do you feel? Yani hakuna kitu nakufurahisha, hauna nguvu because you know the drugs are killing everything in your body, the good cells, the bad cells. So hauna nguvu, ndo unapatanga tu mtu amefanya chemo ako tu weak, ako nini. But sasa what really helped me, and this is the other gospel that I try to really share on my YouTube channel, like working out is very important. It's very important. You never know ujui itakusaidia wapi. Yeah, you're keeping fit, but you'll need it sometime. So the working out, the being a beast in the gym really helps me because my body was too tough. Like nika nilikuwa natayarishanga body yangu for a fight.
Yaani huko unajua mbona unaenda hivi? Ama ni God alikuwa amekuweka hapo?
Ni God alikuwa ameniweka hapo, anajua huyu wacha apige hizo hezi.
Kuna kitu namungoja.
Yeah, so hiyo kwenda gym ilinisaidia sana. Chemo mimi haikuni knock off hivyo sana. Haikuni knock out. Nilikuanga tu niko nimeka ina zombie mood. Saa zingine nakaa naangalia tu watu niko tu hivi I can't talk. Niko tu lakini niko strong because daktari aliniambia not everyone hacks chemo the way you did it because watu wengine wanakujanga with every chemo, before every chemo session, you have to do again test. Ndo wajue ina affect wapi kwa mwili yako. Ndo usiende kufanya the next chemo na maybe your cells are totally low. So mi nilikuwa naenda in for the test. Niko tu sawa. Naambiwa proceed to the next. Daktari yako tu like wow, like you're really hacking this thing like a ninja, and being your age, I was so sure tutafanya chemo ifike mahali to stop tupe mwili yako
ikuleme pia.
Ni tena but like hii session umemaliza, nilifanya hizo 8 cycles without even stopping.
Now talking about the treatment journey,
how
long did it take for you to be okay?
I started treatment immediately in March, 1st March. Alafu nilimaliza treatment last month. It's like a whole year. Nilimaliza last month because ukimaliza hivyo chemo, they give you a whole month to rest. Your body, your cells to recover. So nikakaa tena another 1 month. Tena sasa ndo nikaenda surgery. So I went in for a mastectomy. For those who don't know what a mastectomy is, I got my right breast was amputated, so I don't have one breast. I got it out because
right now you don't have one breast.
Yeah, but you can't know.
Me, I have not even seen. Oh my goodness. I haven't even noticed.
You can't notice because there's something called a prosthesis. That's
which
what
helps
you wear. Yeah, ni boob tu. Kuna zile silicone, kuna zingine zimeshonwa na uzi, so there are different types. So hiyo uzi imewekwa fiber ndani, you just put it in your bra and you wear.
But right now you don't feel any pain, pain.
No, the pain stopped. I don't have any pain.
The whole journey yote.
Talking
about financial problems because actually unapata kwamba zinatatanisha watu wengi
sana.
Who really came up, like nani mwenye alikusaidia? Mom?
My parents were there for me. My friends, because some of my friends teamed up. They're like, Sharon, you can't handle this by yourself because we know it entails a lot of money, it entails a lot of this. So we'll form a WhatsApp group with your close friends and we're gonna come through for you. So I did that. I put in a WhatsApp group with my closest circle, and they added other people, their friends who know me, because I'm a very vocal and social person.
I noticed today.
To those who know me. So that really came through, and also I had a cover that really also assisted me. So for Sharon, you see, God came through for me in 3 ways. So you can imagine for someone who
doesn't have even that circle.
Yeah, exactly. And there are some things, there are some tests you go in. So of course we exhausted everything, the money bit, because for chemo I was paying 35,000 per session, and I had 8 sessions. That was chemo. Then I went in for the surgery. The surgery is the one that was really expensive. It was around 650,000.
Oh my goodness.
That was done. And then now the other bit, which is radiotherapy. Radiotherapy, daktari akaniekea 25 sessions for radiotherapy.
Per session?
Hiyo ilijumlisha tu yote, there's 25 sessions, so that was 277,000. But I did them in them in Aga Khan because my family was just like, we need you just to get the best treatment. Yeah, so that's where I went to. But there are other hospitals like nowadays because there's a WhatsApp group called Faraja. It's a group for cancer patients, women fighting cancer. There's a group there. So there's one specific one for women fighting breast cancer. So I got added there because there we give each other hope, we give each other support, those who are still going through treatment. So through that I got to learn there's the awesome Kenyatta referral. So most women go there, and it's a bit the price is not bad. It's at least affordable, though it's still expensive. Yeah, so
it is just okay.
Yeah.
So right now, as we just wind up, your story, it is so touching.
Yeah.
Like sikujua, like okay, hiyo nitakwambia nyuma ya camera. So so right now, as we are talking, you feel okay?
Yes, I am okay.
Do you remember those moments and you're like, God, why did you do that?
No.
You don't regret anything?
I don't regret at all, because I always tell myself, I think through my journey, God wanted me to really know, like, what's my purpose in life, like what exactly, Sharon, are you here to do? And through that's when I started the YouTube channel, which is called Sharon Odari.
Sharon Odari.
Yes.
You guys, you need to go there and look there.
Kindly subscribe. That's where I've shared my story.
I'll go and look at it.
Yeah, I share my story and just to enlighten and give hope to other women out there going through the same.
Kufunza wasichana, because we don't know.
Yeah, because it's very important. This self-examination, ladies, it's very important. Don't take it for granted. You go to a hospital, you see the poster there.
We just ignore it.
When you're taking a shower, ni kitu tu ya 1 minute.
Ebu sasa waambie, nataka you tell us, okay? Tunafaa kuangalia aje?
You lift your arm up.
Lift,
Yeah, you just go around in a circular motion. Mtu anajua, wewe unajua breast yako iko aje. So kukiona kitu weird utajua tu. So unaenda around ukishika to feel if you're feeling any stone or something. Kitu tu weird yenye unashika, and then you check whether the nipple color, the nipple how it is it normal?
Inafaa kukua color or the normal color of your nipple?
Penye iko, unaangalia tu around the nipple area iko aje, breast yenyewe color yake iko aje, imetan ama iko bado venye inakuanga. So in case if you spot something different, unusual from what you usually see, please go to the doctor. Yeah.
Ladies out there, I think mumesikia, because definitely from here I'm going to the bathroom right just now. I'm going to check myself out.
Yeah, go check yourself out.
I will,
it's very important, and early detection of cancer saves life. Yeah. So for me, you see, it got detected early in stage 2, and I'm here sharing my story. And it's not just, I've met women, I've interacted with women who have even had stage 4, stage 3 breast cancer, and they've survived. So this notion that people have, ukisikia mtu akona cancer, you're just like, hey,
anakufa.
Huyu ni kudedi anadedi, sijui tuanze kuchukua nini yake. No, cancer is very much treatable, but all you need to do, you just need to be in such a good mental space, because cancer, you fight it in your head.
But Sharon, what do you think? Experience hizi vitu zote. You have spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
But sahi you are still alive.
Yeah.
Ukaanzisha YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Kuwafunza wasichana how and educating them.
Yeah.
What if you just start your own program, your own organization?
Yeah.
Ya wasichana, ladies, women out there.
Yeah.
Wazasema Sharon Foundation, but all about breast cancer.
Yes.
You educate, unaweza leta hata meeting once in a while.
Yeah.
Unaita organization. Pia you can even join us. Tunaweza kujoin pia za Jalang'o TV.
Wow.
Tunakuja pia, we take the coverage.
Yeah.
Yani you start your own organization.
I met such an awesome guy, a YouTuber here. He shared the same thoughts with me.
Because your story is ni God, man.
Yeah. So he shared with me the same ideas, and I'm going back to Nairobi, and I'll pick it up immediately.
You have to.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll start up a website. I want to start up that. I want to reach out to to young girls. I want to reach out to women out there and just enlighten them about cancer, what is expected of them. Hata kama tu si cancer, ile tu tunachanuana kama
mademe.
Like hii unafanya hii kula kitabu usidanganywe na kumarika haraka.
Hizo vitu zote
usikimbilia watu hii like ni ile tu mimi ni young, so nitapenda tu ile kuwasaidia experience yangu ya life, like do this, fanya hivi, enda hivi, ndo
you can start alone and then with the time unapata organizations zingine zitajiunga, hospitali zingine zitataka you go, you talk to their clients. Imagine hivyo ndo vitu once and then you boom,
I blow up.
You blow up, man.
I'm going back to Nairobi and start of Jan. That will definitely ita come up. Nitaona nitaanzia mashule wapi, ninataka because I'm basing I want my YouTube channel to be also going huko mashinani. Naenda kama ni huko Masaini, huko Ukambani, places madem hawana hizi info na wamama. So nataka kwenda to visit such places, kama ni huko Maturukana, nikuje kama place kama Panyabohanse, I involve other people. Tuna get madem na wamama kama ni church, I share my story, niwaambie vile unaweza jisaidia kama mwanamke ukipata hii na hii. Yeah, that's why.
Hata sisi maybe tuko na event pale na tunataka a motivational speaker ambaye amepitia hizi vitu zote za msichana. We holler you up and this is how you know. That's why Mungu amekuweka hapa. You need to teach us. Unafuna tufunza bana. Usilale, you need to teach us.
Manze ni God. But ile ukweli, God ni mso.
Amefanya ile kitu.
Yeah, God amefanya ile kitu. God ni mso. God amenipea strength amazing. God amenifungulia manjia with my journey and naamini nitafika mbali na nitaenda mbali. Yeah, na si ati tu I want to base it just ni Sharon, it's just about Sharon and benefit. No, nataka I get back nisaidie pia mademu wengi pale. You never know, like the foundation you're talking about. Naweza anza kitu kama hiyo, nianzishe kitu kama hiyo. Kuna mademu maybe mahali hawana doza kwenda shule or something.
Na itawasaidia.
Yeah, that's what.
Alright, so basi tukimalizia sasa hivi tuko kwake I am Marwa. Na nilisikia ukisema umetoka all the way from Nairobi to here.
Yes.
So far experience imekwaje? Ulikuja kumsalimia ama ulikuja kupata those educative skills about YouTube and stuff?
So vile nilisema kuanzia mwanzo, my parents are biggest fans of Marwa. So nilikuja kujua about Marwa through my parents. And nikaanza kuwatch videos zake, so nikaona watu wanakuja kwa Marwa anawasaidia sana when it comes to YouTube. Hivyo tu kuwapia shoutouts and all their channels are blowing, they have good contents and all. So nikasema since I've just started my YouTube journey, why not go to Marwa? I just share my story, nione vile atanishika mkono nilee channel yangu. So I came here the first day. Of course, kulikuwa na a lot of restrictions. So you can't do this, you can't do this. But eventually, I didn't give up. I'm such a go-getter. I didn't give up. I stayed here up to around 3 p.m. That's when I managed to...
When did you arrive here?
In the morning, by 7 a.m. I was here. But nilimanage ile sasa kupatana na yeye na shoot a video around 3 p.m. And he's been more than amazing to me. He's been so supportive. Like alinipea maujanja za kufanya na YouTube. I got featured in his video, which really blew up. Hapo ndo kila mtu alijua like Sharon. There's one of Marwa's videos ameandika her story is really sad. Her story will make you sad. Yeah, that's the video I did with Marwa and ilifanya kila mtu alijua.
No, about the cancer story.
Yes, that's why I shared about the whole cancer story.
Did he in any way help you out that time? Ama amejua tu after you done with everything?
No, ilikuwa hiyo time. Nikikuja hapa sikuwa nimemaliza hata treatment. Yeah, I was still doing my treatment. Sikuwa nimemaliza, imagine. Yeah, so nilikuwa natoka sessions Hosi nakuja hapa na travel Friday, nakuja hapa Saturday morning, tena Sunday niko kwa safari because Monday niko na hospital session. Yeah. Kama unataka anything in life, if you want anything in life that's good, you have to work hard for it. Yeah, so I I didn't really put like I'm unwell, sijui niende home taani nilale kidogo. I was just like I need to go to Nyabohansa. I need to see this guy because I want him to walk with me in this YouTube journey. Na Marwa amenisaidia sana because I came here, I just had like 82 subscribers. So when he did my video and the next morning when I woke up, I had a whole 3,000 subscribers. Imagine. Wow.
Where is he? Hata itabidi nifungue YouTube channel. Hii kazi.
With that shout out, niliamka asubuhi.
What?
Ninapata a lot of messages, a lot of women reached out.
Like so you just uploaded and boom.
Yeah, it's him who uploaded. Yeah, he uploaded his video and shared my channel na kuamka asubuhi. Nishafika over 1,000 subscribers.
Ni God.
Yeah, nikafanya video fulani na yeye pia nikaeka kwa channel yangu kuamka pia napata iko 17k views. Wow. Yeah, imeblow. So ile kitu iliniweka down ilirudisha tena chini. Nikimalizia treatment nikakuja nikakuwa msick tena because of radiotherapy. Unajua radiotherapy iko na really bad side effects, inakuchoma.
Sorry.
Like ilinichoma kabisa the area, I developed wounds zikakaa mbaya, zikusaha nini. So ikabidi kwanza nitulie because daktari was like, yeah, you need rest because with those wounds hawezi kuwa na activities unafanya nini.
Unapumzika.
So unatulia. So for those 2 weeks I wasn't shooting any videos. So unajua na YouTube if you're not consistent, channel inaendaga tu chini. So YouTube ni consistency. So hiyo 2 weeks ilini mess up somehow. Watu nikapoteza views, subscribers wakapotea. Yeah, that's why I'm really trying like now that niko mzima kabisa.
To come back again.
Yeah, to come back and revive it ndo pia because say wenye wako hapa the YouTubers, they are now my family, ni watu nikiingia hapa wanajonga sasa Sharon umerudi Nairobi. Yeah, and also unajua Marwa is a busy guy. Yezi kuwa all the time ati ataka chini na Sharon ni hivi. Yeah, he shared the idea like if you get time come here, interact with the other YouTubers, uta learn more about YouTube. Na ni ukweli YouTuber nimekwambia anaitwa Only Mawera is an awesome guy, alinifunza jana staff mob. Kuna mwingine anaitwa Steve.
Hapo ndo unanipeleka. Hapo ndo unanipeleka.
Wamenifunza vitu mob sana za YouTube zenye sikuwa najua. Yeah, na sasa at least I'm going back to Nairobi a happy person. Like I've achieved at least something. I'm going back with more knowledge. Yeah, na despite hata hiyo nimekaa nimejibamba, dance kidogo hapa usiku.
The party.
Yeah, and I'll be back for the grand because nimesikia Marwa nimemwambia atafute tu grand day yenye atatuita sisi watu wa Nairobi. My friends want to come tukuje tufurahie.
Alright guys, so utawaambia channel yako ni gani? Watakupata kwenye mitandao ya kijamii unajulikana kama nani?
Yeah. So on YouTube I go by the name Sharon Odari. That's Odari, Sharon Odari. Kindly subscribe, go support me, watch my videos, share, interact with me on the comment section, and also I also share funny awesome content on TikTok as well. Yeah, and my TikTok account is Shazi. That's SHAHVZY Shazi, and on Facebook I go by the name Sharon Vuguza. That is
Vuguza. Which tribe is that?
Maragoli, Luya.
Hey, jamani.
Yeah, so kindly go subscribe, go to Facebook, go to TikTok and on Instagram as well. I'm on Instagram Shazi. Yeah, ni follow. Nakuwaga na awesome content na tujengane.
Amen. Alright, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. You're such an awesome girl.
Thank you.
Nashukuru tu sana man. Thank you so much. Alright guys, kwa wale ambao wanazidi kututazama, ni hayo tu ambayo tulikuwa tumekuandalia kwa sasa. Langu jina ni Jitabi Suleiman na my super amazing director ambaye anajulikana kama Director Dad. Wakati mwingine, kwaherini.